What's up, guys? Gentlemen, McJibbin here, doing another reaction video. History Matters, great channel, favorite channel. Short videos, but packed with general information with a little more particular details thrown in. Make you want to learn more about the topic. I think that's so important. So check out their channel for sure. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know who they are. And let's do it. Why did Russia sell Alaska to America? Yo.
In late 1867, Alaska was transferred from the ownership and dominion of the Russian Empire to the United States. 67, Alaska was transferred from the ownership and dominion of the Russian Empire to the United States of America. It was sold for the princely sum of $7.2 million, and for most it's just a footnote in history. A question that should be asked is, why did Russia decide to sell its overseas colony? Furthermore, why did it sell it to the United States and why not, say, Britain or some other colonial power? So the primary reason for the sale of Alaska was Russia's defeat in the Crimean War. The war had done several things. The first was that it had largely bankrupted Russia, which was struggling to repay the debts it had racked up in order to fight the war. The second was that the victories of the Royal Navy over the modernising Russian Navy had made it clear that Russia had a long way to go before it could challenge Britain at sea. As such, it was realised by the Russian leadership that should another war break out, there was little to stop Britain from simply conquering the territory via Canada. So what type of territory was Alaska? For a start, it wasn't called Alaska at the time, but simply Russian America. And for the Russian Empire, it provided several things. First of all was the prestige that came with owning an overseas territory.
So when did Russia acquire Alaska? I wonder.
As for its economic things, first of all was the prestige that came with owning an overseas territory.
True.
As for its economic benefits, Alaska was a much more mixed bag, which combined with the cost to protect it, you can see why the sale was seen as necessary. Incidentally, the sale of Russian America was broached by Emperor Alexander II's brother, the Grand Duke Constantine, who wanted to strengthen and liberalise the empire in the wake of the defeat in the Crimean War. It didn't take much to convince the emperor to agree to the sale, but now the question was, to whom? Well, Britain was an obvious contender, given that its North American lands were already attached to Russian America, and they already had the right to navigate its waters and trade with the colony. So why didn't they sell to Britain? Well, Russia and Britain were imperial rivals, and to give Britain a large coastline so close to Russia was potentially dangerous. Also, Britain wasn't interested, since Canada is already huge and Britain had enough access to the Pacific
Not
Ocean.
interested. 18. I mean, you're in the Industrial Revolution. You know I'm thinking you know the importance of oil and coal. So it seems to be so far that Britain not a great option because they're a big rival, and maybe giving it to the Americans lets them, keep out a little more prestige and territory away from the British, and still have it, governed in a way where it can be traded with.
Thus, the United States of America was really the only likely candidate for the purchase. Russia had approached the US in the early 1860s concerning the purchase, but they were undergoing this little-known event called the American Civil War, and so were a bit busy.
We were a little busy.
After the war was settled and the US had to deal with the issues of Reconstruction, the purchase of Alaska was seen as a useful distraction. The Russian Empire was also keen to keep up the ongoing good relations with the Americans, because as an ally they would be useful.
Friends forever. I wish.
It was agreed in March 1867 between the governments of the US and Russia that Alaska would be bought, but how did they come up with the price? Well, Russia had sent a team of surveyors to look for things like natural resources and to see how good life in Alaska was. And it was determined that Alaska was worth about $10 million. However, the surveyors argued that Alaska shouldn't be sold at all and that the governance of it simply be reformed. The emperor ignored this and both sides negotiated until the sum of $7.2 million was agreed. In October 1867, it was transferred to America, and Russia's attention would thereafter be focused to the south and to the west. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you.
Great video. I learned quite a bit considering the short video. Yeah, so basically it seems like Russia, it was really far away. Even most of Siberia is really far away from Moscow, and easiest way would be through sailing there, but whole northern coast of Russia, I'm assuming, is iced in 11 out of 12 months, if not year round. Not anymore, probably, but Yeah, it's kind of cool how I don't know if "cool" is the right word, but interesting how having overseas colonies was simply kind of put you at that table of the big dogs in Europe and powers in the world. Didn't want to give it to Great Britain because obviously it seemed either Great Britain or U.S. were the two options, and the U.S. wasn't that big of a power at this point, and so why strengthen Britain even more? So yeah, it makes sense. I mean, hey, I love having that we have Alaska, and so it worked for us. I'm gonna react to another video very soon. All right, guys, check out these videos. I'm gonna put up here somewhere. See you guys. See you next time.
Thank you for watching, with extra thanks to